Start with your resting position. Sink and step out with your left foot.
Through 9 times together. One question is, can we go through the 9 times together? What does that mean?
Okay, I think there's a question about the 9 times, and so if you can just be a little clear about that, and if it's about the toffees, I'll answer that as we get across to that.
Yes, the 9 times of taffy.
Just really giving yourself a chance to sink in. We'll do 2 more here. So that the familiarity of the rhythm, here we come in our last one, the familiarity of the rhythm allows you to start to just drop into what's actually calling to you in your body, your experience. Bird flaps its wings, drawing that nerve ball of energy together and then letting it release as you go down onto the balls of your feet. Heels slightly release from the floor. Release the second time. And then the third time you come out is the wrist circles. Around, around, and in again. Drawing in and then letting it release. Feeling that charge build up even from further away. Release. Third time, and around the bottom and over the top. Around the bottom, the back and over the top. And at the end. And the last time. 1. So many of this is like sets of 3. 2. And around. 1. 2. And in. Rest. And then our first platter. So sinking into your right foot, left foot steps forward, hands up, and around the platter. So because this is our first forward back movement, it can be really useful to start building your awareness of it from the bottom up. Just noticing how when you bring your awareness to any part of your body, like how your feet are going across the floor, that you get an enhanced response there. It quickens in your awareness. Things will shift. Same thing with your lower back and pelvis, just watching the flattening and then the arching as you go forward. And we'll do 1 more. Round and trailing back with your fingers and then stepping back. So sinking, the left and the right foot comes forward. And round over the forward foot. And just watching, what does your breath want to do with this? How much does it participate? How much are your hands finding that heavy air? We'll do 2 more. Back. Then the platter variation, sinking into your right foot, left foot comes forward, again over front of the left foot. Gathering and releasing. Gathering and then trailing back with your fingers. And then just seeing if you can kind of drop into the pace so that just kind of matching each other as you come around. And as you do that, you'll start to notice there's just a bit of a dropping in that can happen from kind of joining, syncing with the energetic movement of myself and of course with all the other people who are working with you in their own individual spaces. One more time around. That even though we are physically disconnected, there's still an energetic connection that happens. And now we do the bass drum. No, now we do the second platter variation. Right foot comes forward and over the right side. So there's just a sense of kind of a languidness to it, an almost dreamlike quality, except there's a sense of engaging with the surfaces, the sense of being present in your space. Two more times. And back. Okay. And now the bass drum. So sinking into that right foot, left foot comes forward, down, and around. Just seeing if you can find that place of connection between those two hands. So even though your hands are flatter than the Nerf ball, there's still a sense of some magnetic connection between the two hands. We'll come around one more time. And back. The sinking, and then coming across to your weighting to your left foot, so you know your right foot comes forward, and same thing. So nothing changes with the hand position for this one between the two sides. It just comes right through the center. You just keep on coming around and looking for where your movement into habit causes a bit of a disengagement, perhaps a little bit of a speeding up in your movement. Just slow down to feel the pace. We'll do two more. Here's number 9. And then the daughter in the mountaintop, so your hands just turn out. You sink into your right foot, your left foot comes forward. Now, don't forget, your left hand is going to be on the inside of this movement. There's just a bit of a crossing over here, right? So in we come, and in, and down. And you may already be starting to feel how the focus on all these individual areas, like the contact with your hands, your feet, the movement in your lower back, the Danchen belly movement, that after a while you can also just feel yourself as a whole organism, as a whole being, just moving through the sum of all these parts and somehow even more than that. Do 2 more. Gathering, drawing down, releasing, and 1 more time. Gathering, drawing down, releasing, and back. Hands come over top and down into your graceful resting position. Just really explore this moment of pause between, like just how am I here? How much connection do I have with myself, with my surfaces, my feet? And you'll eventually feel that kind of dropping that happens. Now we'll start with the second side. So now you're sinking into the left and your right foot comes forward, your hands turn out. Left hand will still be in the inside, right? It's going to come up inside, so here we go. Cross center and drawing down. I think one of the most difficult areas for me when I first started into this particular approach was how much it told me I had tightness in my shoulders and arms. And I could feel that gentle movement in my upper arms working into my armpits and shoulders. And it took a long time to just feel like I could just drop into the shoulder and upper arms, just being quietly there and letting all the movement happen from the elbows and down into the hands. We'll come around 1 more time. Down and across and back. Okay, so now we do the daughter in the valley. So the hands come up this way this time. Sink. Left foot comes forward. And with this one, you're gathering that Nerf ball of energy, right? So there's no crossing center line. You come up through the center and then release as you come back. Gather as you go forward and release. And really come from the place where your fingers are drooping right to the floor at the beginning, so that you'll notice otherwise if you're already preparing to grab that Nerf ball, if your fingers are kind of more forward as you come in, just let them relax down and draw up. Let everything relax down as you gather that Nerf ball and then come up. We'll do 2 more. Gather, here we come last time, and stepping back. So now let's do the second side of daughter in the valley, sinking in and down, gathering. Let's just get back into the rhythm of each other. And 2 more. And forward. And back. That's it. And now we come to our carry the ball to the side. So let me just come across a little bit. So I can sweep across, bring that ball up, sink into my right side, my left foot steps out, down with that back hand, just a little bit more awareness in it. 2, and 1 more time across. 3, and step in. Slight rest. This one's got just the barest of pauses to it. Doesn't have that same kind of flowing through that the taffy I was showing you just now does. Then here you come again, winding up. See how there's a similar, like it's, instead of it being a sweep though, it's kind of gathering that Nerf ball, but it's the same kind of winding up, stepping across. 1, and just like the bass drum, let those fingers go from pointing to the ceiling to really letting them droop down toward the floor so that your wrists are really having a chance to feel how they can be open and moving. And then stepping in. And then 1 more time, sinking as you wind up, stepping out. Once. Twice. And 3rd time. And stepping in. You see that kind of the logic, the wonderful rationality of it. Then just a slight moment of rest, and now we're going to go the other direction. So now you wind up towards the left foot, step off to the right. And just find all the engagement parts. Your hands, what are they engaged with? What's happening here? The sense of the pelvis moving and rotating across. 1 more time across. And coming up. And again. And again. 1. 2. 'Up and close. 1 more time. Sink and step across. So that kind of movement across is the same direction that your pelvis is going. You're going in the direction of that leg that just stepped across. And then as you finish it, you draw up with that back leg. And close. There's the end of carry the ball to the side. And now we come back to the ones we reviewed at the very beginning, which is first of all our push-pull. So you sink into that right leg, it's back to stepping forward again. Your hands come up and gently, energetically push out, turning, turning. Now I'm going to tell you something of a nuance on this one, which has a tag of connection with carry the ball to the side, which is that as you go forward, the hand that's over the back leg, so in this case the right one, let it also have just a little bit more sense of energy in it, so that it kind of gives a sense of a balancing with that hand that's going over the front leg.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call this 7, so we'll do 2 more. See if you can find the rhythm with me. And 1 more time. And back. And sink into the left. Right foot comes forward. So now that left hand is just going to have a little bit more of a sense of presence in it, awareness in it. Just starting to allow the movements to work on you. And catch all the places where you're doing the movement. This will be our last time. Just let it work on you and then back. And now are pulling in the energy. So sinking, so this is like a platter kind of thing, so you're going to come, the circle is going to come over the front left leg, this way, through the fingertips. It's so different in its engagement, this one. Just really feel that connection through the fingertips. It's going to kind of help you be a little bit more sensitized when we start getting into that pulling taffy, kind of drawing the hand across the other forearm. It just helps awaken the whole hand. Pulling in from the farthest star kind of energy as you come back. One more time around. The second side, sinking into the left, come over the front leg. So you reverse your circle. As you go forward over your left leg, your arms go forward over the left leg. Come back over, over the left leg. I'm reversing myself.
Over the right
Over
leg?
your right leg, yeah.
Thank you.
My apologies. I'm not used to seeing myself in a screen, so instead of thinking of it in my body and feeling the difference in my body, I've got these two messages.
Yeah, it's tricky.
I think I'm very good at doing it in reverse, but only if I just feel the reverseness in my body, but I'm looking into the Zoom screen at the same time to make sure I've got the right framing, and it's like, oh, that's too much information. And we'll come around 2 more times. And here it comes, we'll call this 9. Through the fingertips and back. Okay. And now we come back to this taffy. So let me come a little bit to the side so have a little bit of room to see this. Sink, come across, you come into your rest first of all. Now you sweep with your right hand and lead across. Everything comes into a rest. Sweep to the left and across. Rest, sink, sweep, and across. One more time. So it's a set of 3 where we just kind of do this back and forth 3 times. And sink and across. That's it. And then finally we come to our cosmic consciousness pose. So you sink into your right foot, left heel comes up, left hand comes on the inside. Then really focus on noticing your feet. You've got that solid sense of connection through the right foot and the left ball of your foot. and then coming up through the back of your spine to your neck, and just letting your head tilt down just a little bit as you gaze with the slightly defocused eyes through the fingers, and then bring your attention down into that lower belly Dan Chen area. And just as you notice all of those pieces, just feel what it's like to be this way in your body. And you might notice, once you look at sort of more of the big picture, that there's just these little shifts of posture and adjustments that might want to happen in your legs or pelvis, your shoulders. And just notice how your breath wants to participate in this. So that as you start to really feel the effect of this much more static appearing movement, you can see that even it informs you a little bit of how your body wants to shift and reorganize around what opportunities it's providing itself to kind of realign and reconnect. And then just come to your end place, and then just bowing to all the teaching and traditions and constancy that have fed, that we can share this moment